Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is the Man United agenda. This is the aftermath. And of course, we normally talk about the game and we will touch upon the game from yesterday, but it's the end of year show. It's the end of year aftermath. So it's going to be a bit of a change. It's going to be a bit of a free for all. So it won't be fully to the script. What I will want to jump in and say is on a personal note from myself, thank you, Yaba, Mr. B, Column, Rebel, Solo. It's been a journey. It's been a joy to be part of this show. And I want to congratulate you all. You've hit the 4K mark. Obviously, you've always put in the graft. I've just come in at the back end of it. So a big thank you, first of all, for taking me on board. And a big congratulations, and including to the chat as well. Subscribers, anyone that's here every day, putting in the likes, putting in the work. I want to say thank you. So with that being said, Yaba, how are you? And yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I mean, Rio 2025 will be known for one thing: the arrival of Rio Saves Football. You've come on the show, you brighten it up with your youth and experience and your wisdom and your slogans. And we love you, bro. We love you. Love having you around. And you've definitely had a positive effect on the channel. And you might be riding on the 4K like it's all to do with you. We did put the groundwork in and everything else, but you're the cherry on top to sweeten things up at the end. So really grateful for you, for having you on, and long may it continue, my brother.
Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Colin, how are you?
Sorry, stop right there. Sorry. I haven't finished. Considering I don't give out compliments to you guys that often, but I'm going to say this. Mr. B, do you want to say, like, sweeten up Rio? I want to say, Mr. B, you're a flipping legend, bro. Really, really top man. We love you. You are the originator, the foundation. You are the cornerstone of this channel. You bring personality, you bring realness, you bring vibes, yeah, and you bring commitment as well. Your work rate, everything. You know, I want to say we salute you. You are the Man United agenda. You deserve a logo tattooed on your backside of the Man United agenda. That's what you deserve. And I want to say to Colin, a lot of people don't know this, yeah. We go back. Colin and the Man United agenda go way back. Colin does a lot of things. He came on the show as a novice, genuine knowledge, not novice, some years ago, and he's hung around since then and just grown and grown and grown. And your technical abilities, the work, people don't realize the work you do behind the scenes to, you know, enhance the channel. It's just unbelievable. It's unparalleled as well, and great personality. Great addition. We want to see you more on the show. I know you're doing a lot of stuff in the background. You're busy, but when you're on the show with the watch-alongs, with the graphics, with the arguments that we have, the bumping heads, you know, legend, absolute legend. You earned your stripes. You are the Man United agenda as well. So, sorry to interrupt. I just wanted to say that at the end of the year, you won't hear me say anything more positive for the rest of until next year, New Year's.
Lovely. Colin, to you, kind sir. Short and sweet, please.
Yeah. First of all, I'm gonna do it from here because Mr. B's ego's pushing me off screen after that compliment. No, yeah, I'm okay, thank you. Still annoyed from yesterday, and I just want to say it's been a pleasure working with you fellas in the last year, and I look forward to next year as well.
Brilliant.
Am I supposed to say something now?
Mr. B, yeah.
I'll get all the I'll get the loving out now. Yeah, Rio, on a real though. It took your time to get you here. But yeah, we're glad you're here. We needed a youthful take on things, to be fair. Yaba, you are what you are, man. Mr. Positivity until it gets me mad, bro. Positive until I get mad, but I wouldn't change you for the world. And Cole, I'm just so glad you're back, man. A little bit you know, some a nice rationale, you know, now that you're back, and obviously with the background work as well. And I know Rebel's going to be hiding in the background down there in the deepest depths of Ireland. So Rebel, big up to you as well, man. We lost a few for whatever reason. I still miss them, I'm not gonna lie. But life is life, and that's what happens. But look, all of this lovey-dovey shit, man. Let's just get this show on the road, man. I want to punch you for that.
It's done. It's done. The sentimental pieces are over. Obviously, it's good to get it in there, and of course, big up Matt in the chat. Big up yourself.
And Matt, I apologize. We were so up it
No,
last
he's
the
doing it
last
now.
show.
There you go. There
Oh,
you go.
okay. Well, look, you're still £2 in credit because you sent a £2 super chat on the last one. We got a bit mad, bro. We didn't see the chat
It happens. It happens.
So big up, man. Appreciate the following and appreciate the love, bro.
It happens. Big up yourself, Matt. And those that are watching, please, if you haven't done so already, let's keep that momentum. Let's keep that grind. Let's keep that rhythm. Smash the likes into 2026. We're gonna make that mistake a lot of times saying 2025 by accident, but yeah, go into tomorrow, 2026. But yeah, that's out the way. Onto the football. So I'm gonna play a little game here. I'm just gonna list out some names or some teams, and then I want you to kind of just shout out, doesn't matter what, who, whatever, and just tell me the common theme with these teams, if you will. So without further ado, Southampton, Fulham, Ipswich, Leicester, Villa, Burnley, Chelsea, Sunderland, Brighton, Liverpool, Crystal Palace, Wolves, Newcastle.
Teams that beat Man United.
No, I would have said that, but I was waiting for Grimsby.
No. Yeah, that would have been nice. That would have been nice. Yeah.
The common theme of those? No idea.
Go again.
Southampton, Fulham, Ipswich, Leicester, Villa, Burnley, Chelsea, Sunderland, Brighton, Liverpool, Palace, Wolves, Newcastle.
Give us a clue.
Yeah, teams we've beaten this year.
There you go.
We beat this calendar year.
There you go. So, yeah. So 2025 played, this is only Premier League, played 38, won 13, drew 11, lost 14. So, and they are the teams, and they're the teams we've beat. So I threw in a few teams that are no longer in the Premier League. I threw in a few teams that are well below our standards. And then a few games where we've won the game, and then obviously the opponent was down to 10 men, or the game didn't mean anything. So with that being said, you know me, I'm fully with Ruben Amorim. I've been in that case for the longest of times. That's not good enough. That simply put is not good enough. And that's our 2025 in a nutshell. We're hearing that, and obviously I'm positive with you, Yaba. Surely come on, we need to put our hands up and go, that's simply not up standard for Manchester United. Yaba?
Yeah, I totally agree. I think we should be performing better than that. But then he said 11 draws. I think those draws are games maybe we could have won and got points at, and it would look a lot better, wouldn't it, if we had those 11 draws were turned into wins and not losses. So, yeah, the way I see it, I'll just keep it simple. Expectations. I'm always just thinking about where we're at, what the expectations are. And I just think like sometimes it's a journey being a Man United fan. And sometimes when you have real lows, you enjoy the highs even better. And, when I look back at the year and I look at that sort of data and see the games that we've lost, and we have to recover it every game. We've got all the people on the channel as well, kind of watching games, coming to tune in and see our miserable faces and, see how we try and straining to explain what's going on. But we need to be performing a lot better than that. 2026 is a new year. Obviously, it's not a seasonal year. The season starts in August to May. But over the annual year, from January to December, upon reflection, it's not good enough. And it's surprising, isn't it? We still had 38 games over that period as well, which is the game of the season. But it's still not good enough. I want to see an improvement, marked improvement. But I'm here for the journey. I'd rather see baby steps and development like that, where I can, enjoy the ride. And I just want to see improvement. We can't go back. We can't get worse than what we did. Finished it last season. So anything better than that, I can handle, and I want to keep hammering in as well.
Fair. Fair. Colin, hearing that out loud, I'm pretty sure you kind of were aware of those. We've spoken about those wins in the past, but hearing them out loud again, thoughts?
I'm just going to go with what you've done, very similar to what you've done. So I'm just going to read a couple of names out. Sir Alex Ferguson, 60% win ratio at Manchester United, retired. Jose Mourinho, 58.3%, sacked. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, 54%, sacked. Louis van Gaal, 52%, sacked. Eric Ten Hag, 51%, sacked. Ralph Rangnick, 39%, sacked. Ruben Amorim, 40%, still in charge. It's not good enough. Simply,
Okay.
we've sacked managers that have got a higher win percentage for less.
Yeah.
It's not good enough.
The only thing I'll say is on that is that, and it's not. I get what you're gonna say to me, and our standards have lowered. You know, not everyone's standards. Maybe my standards have fallen. Yabba's maybe, but that's due to the circumstances of time. You know, time happens, and maybe realization needs to kick in, or it could be delusion on our part, and it could be a case of, look, we've lowered our standards, but that's purely because of what we're seeing. And as time goes by, I think the numbers that you just said, I'm not sure if the numbers got lower and lower and lower, but maybe that's just where we are at this moment in time. So the expectation has been lowered, so he gets more time. You know, we do have other teams like Chelsea that would have sacked a manager already, but they're in a different life cycle at this moment in time. So maybe that's why that leeway's come in. But I'm at that point now where if anyone says that Amorim out or they want change, I don't argue it. I try and give the points of why I want him to stay. And then I hear stats like that. I hear the losses that we've taken, the wins that we've got. And I kind of have to go, you're entitled to your opinion, but I don't agree with it. Mr. B,
fair enough.
Mr. B, thoughts? You know, the wins that we've taken over the 2025 period. I'll say maybe only 3 out of that bunch I said were probably ones where you thought we actually deserved it. Sunderland at home, Brighton at home, Liverpool away. Other than that, everything's been a bit of a grind.
Yeah, so I would put that down to the fact that we've actually got half decent players in the team, and it's got nothing to do with the manager and the formation that he's put out. I think we've won in spite of the manager, not because of the manager. I backed him from the beginning. All right, maybe I broke a lot earlier than a few more people, but I backed Ten Hag up until, for sure, it was, Yabba, you know what Yabba's like. He was the only one who backed him later than me on the channel, to be fair. So I went with him. I went early on him. I saw things that I didn't like, and I just think we're winning in spite of the manager and because of the class players that we have, not necessarily how he's setting us up.
Okay, fair. I will jump on that because I will give you the positives of why I think Amorim should be in post. Let me have a little quick run through the comments because there is a lot of opinion. Irish Pit Terrier, I said the day INEOS were announced, that was the final nail in the coffin. Now they are currently burying us. Fair comment. Obviously going with the green, yellow. Sydney, I don't like some of the disrespect directly towards Yabba on this channel. Show some respect. There you go. Mind your P's and Q's. Teaming up with the Glazers has killed us. Yeah. But I think the issues have proceeded. So those that don't like the fact that INEOS have allowed Glazers to stay in post, that's a big point. That's a massive point. INEOS are a disgrace. Amorim only has 31% win rate in the Premier League. Yep, it's not good. It isn't good. So so obviously, Colin, you mentioned probably all his games in the Premier League, 31%. So that's even worse. Amorim has managed in 4 cups and exited all of them. Yeah, again, it's not looking good. I get it. It's not looking good. I want change from the top down. Barada, Cole, right down to the players need to go. See, I'm more on that part. I am more on that part. But again, we'll dump dive into the kind of the parties that we are going to be pointing the fingers at and who takes what kind of blame. Sydney, Rio, you haven't lowered your standards. You just recognise how shit United are. That's admirable. And it might be that. It might be that, to be fair. I think it's more of that. I think it's more of an acceptance of that. Name me one game we have been in control for 90 minutes under this criminal manager. Yeah, it's a fair point. To be fair though, in the Premier League, not many games you see a team that are dominating for the whole game. But long periods, no, I have to give you that. I think it's been maybe halves, give or take, nothing more than that. And then Wolves, one worst team in the Prem history, playing the same system as Amorim, just schooled him, for fuck's sake. Gomez bust the midfield. And good evening, Boxing Unfiltered. Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening. Okay, so we've kind of touched upon the negatives in regards to it. And I'll throw in two more, actually. I've got some notes here. So again, I'm not fully saying Amorim is the golden child. He needs to, he takes zero blame. No. I've put down here, over the games, players not being used in their best positions. I think that's criminal. He needs to, get the best out of what he's got at this moment in time. And I am not going to agree with this has to be in a 4-back. No. You can get the best out of the players in the 3-back. He's not been doing that. And too many like-for-like subs. So I'll throw that quickly upon before we jump on the positives. I've mentioned those two comments. Yaba, is there anything else that you, in what Amorim's done over the year, that you think he needs to do better on?
Needs to do better. Well, I think the things that he's done well so far is like he's got rid of some of the players that so-called create a bad culture at the club.
No. We'll talk about what he's done better. Just tell me what he's done.
So
what
he needs to do better by continuing with that. That way, I have more trust in his decision making, what he does. Because once I start questioning the manager, like decisions to drag off Searching, for example, yesterday, that there's a question mark on my mind. If I back him and I believe in everything he says and does, then I wouldn't have that question. I think surely he knows what he's doing there. But I'm starting to have a question mark about things like that, So he needs to what he needs to do better is clarify things a lot more, maybe talk a bit more tactical stuff, which he did yesterday. Said we would get over at a midfield. Actually brought in Fletcher to go in midfield for Xerxes. That I don't agree with it, but that's his. I like to hear that. At least he's backing himself and saying something. And Mr. B hates liars, so we get more faith in managers that don't lie and just more honest like that. So that's what I want to see more. It's more refreshing. But where I think he needs to improve on is what you just said there. It's just about decision making about what players to bring on and what players to play in what positions. That's where I feel I could give examples yesterday in recent games where I've been a bit confounded as to why he's played players in certain positions. It doesn't work for me. I'm not talking about the Bruno Fernandes as a 6. I'm talking about other things as well.
Okay, fair. And yeah, I think that's the main one for me at this moment in time is the positions. Will that change over time? Hopefully. Will he be given the time? In my opinion, hopefully. Colin, what do you?
Hopefully, you want him to be given. You want him to be given the time.
I want him to be given the time. I want him to be given the time. For me, regardless how this conversation goes, end of the season, give him the season. Just give him the season for me. Colin, pull out your tapestry of things you don't like about Amorim. Go on.
I just pull up his paper. Yeah, I don't like Amorim. I don't like things he's doing. I think tactically in game decisions, he's inept. He hasn't got a clue what he's doing.
Irish agrees with you on that one. Bang on.
Well, there we go. Some of the substitutions that I've seen, they're baffling. So confusing. We're drawing, like for instance, yesterday we're drawing 1-1 with Wolves, and he brings another defender on. Why are we not sticking attackers on instead? Go for the jugular, go for the win. And then if we do end up drawing still or we get beat, it's a case of, well, we went for it. We weren't sitting back on our morals. We went for it. He needs to be more clearer in press conferences instead of, all these sly little comments that he makes out through about the owners or certain players or like that. Yes, I like that he's managed to get players out of the club that were causing issues. But has he really done that? Look at the players. They've gone to better clubs. Rashford's gone to Barcelona. He hasn't really... He's helped him there, really. He's not got him out of it because he was causing an issue. He's helped him. But the main thing for me is these tactical choices he's making during matches.
Okay. And I'm the saying's been thrown out that he's kind of learning on the job, and the one thing I'll say with that is we're Manchester United, we can't afford for that to be the case. Having a manager that's learning on the job. So in terms of tactical awareness, tactical abilities, he lacks on that. I will 100% agree with you on that. So that's a big L in itself. So yeah, definitely. Mr. B, things you don't like, things that have kind of got you questioning what the hell. Again, if you need a tapestry or anything like that.
No, managers come with a style and a philosophy. A lot of managers don't change, so I can't hate him for that because he's come with his style. Obviously, Yabba knows the bullshit part of it. I would rather they just tell the truth and get bun. Afterwards, his mouth was running a lot at the beginning when he first came in. It seems strange that he's gone back to talking in riddles now. Keep the same energy in it, but now he's being exposed for the fraud that he is. There's certain times when he doesn't want to answer those questions, and he doesn't want to be honest, and he comes up with little quips like back four, no Kobe, and we won. Okay, that was how he ended the press conference, but then he tried to be smart on that one, and then he's come back and bitten him right on his ass again. So managers was always lie. That is what they do. I accept that. I want him to be flexible in what he does. I would like that from him.
Have you? I'll just jump on that point for you. Have you seen that in the last couple of weeks? That flexibility compared?
Yeah,
to
but he put it down to the fact that he wanted to change when he was ready. If he had changed before, it would have been the press saying that he changed it. It was him that changed it. Why are you so fixated on what the press are going to do and what the press are saying? And this is the part of it. He doesn't have social media and he doesn't read the newspapers, but he hears what the press are saying. So he's a liar again. Just say that you follow social media and you got to burn a Twitter account. There ain't no problem with that.
He's watching us right now. He's watching us right now.
There you go, pussy hole. If he's watching, there you go. How's that? You know what I mean? So no, there's a lot of things he has to change. To be fair, a lot more than has to. I think he has to keep, but I just want the flexibility. All I want is flexibility. I have no problem if he goes in with 5 at the back, which he shouldn't be doing anyway. We call it 3. It's not. It's 5. Let's get it. It's 5. Certain games you should be able to adapt to. I accept that, but have a set one, which isn't the one that he's got, because it's killing us. You see just the doubts, the second thoughts that players are having. Instead of being able to do everything just relaxed like they were doing in the last couple of games, to a certain extent, where it seemed more natural to them. It just seems to be a bit unnatural, and that half a second thought where they're thinking, should I be here? Should I be passing here or there? So maybe the system, maybe it's a bit too regimented. I mean, do you think that footballers need direct systems like Van Gaal, where you stand here, you pass here, you pass here, you pass here? Or would you rather have a framework where the players are able to express themselves?
In a free back form, let's talk like we're going to be talking the free back system. That needs to be fluid going forward. It kind of needs to be a bit more carnage, a bit more chaos. Yeah, it's going to have its patterns. You'll see normal patterns, but with a free back system, you shouldn't be able to say like you can with other systems and formations. Oh, this person gets the ball, that means the right back overlaps, and that means that player goes inside, and then there's someone for a cross at the back post. It's a lot different with a free back. You need a bit more unpredictability from your centre backs and your centre mids to do a little bit different. The only thing that should be prominent is your wing backs need to be wide in a free back. That's the only thing that you probably will tweak, and that needs to be regiment. Everything else needs to be fluid. Your front three need to be fluid. And I don't think we're seeing that enough. I think it's coming, for me, it's coming across too regimented, where it is very predictable for the opponents to kind of deal with.
I don't think our players have the IQ to play it. I really don't. Apart from probably Mason Mount seems like he's got the IQ to be able to play a 3-4-3 system because he's always on the move. He's switching about with everybody. Cunha's hit and miss. Bruno Fernandes just does what Bruno Fernandes wants to do anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But I think a majority of our squad does not have the footballing IQ to play this system.
Yeah, and I've been saying that. I've been saying that for ages.
So,
but you're going to say that's down to the manager to not play that system if you think that the players don't have the IQ. I think that's what you're about to say, aren't you?
Yeah,
or something along that.
I mean, is that bad that the players? Is it bad that the players don't have the IQ? Is it is it just our players, or would it be any players wouldn't have the IQ to understand? And this is the part. I don't think you're making out like we're the only team with dumb players. We're not. I don't think we are. I don't think we've got dumb players. But is there more to? Should footballers have to think about where this? You know what I mean? It just seems we're throwing a lot onto the players. The players being dumb and the players being this and the players being that. I don't know.
Yeah, I get you. I'll elaborate on that. Let me have a whiz through for the chat. Again, a lot of mixed opinions. Andrew, good evening. Listening, shaking my head. What do you not like, Andrew? What is it that you've heard that you're not happy with? We should have been top 4 above the Scousers. Yet again, we throw that place in the top 4 away. That is annoying. I will say that the amount of opportunities we've had to go into that position. It was clear as day at halftime yesterday. Delo needed to be hooked for Lacey and went 4-4-2. Again, one of those players that I think struggles when it comes to the final third in what to do in the system. Start prevarication. He is a shit manager and needs to go. Anything less is unacceptable. Okay, so that's what you were shaking your head at. Tyrone, Jim Thwaites, I'm guessing that's how you pronounce it, is the perfect young midfielder to introduce into the first team, but under Amorim, he will struggle to succeed. I think any youth player at this moment, and it's showing, struggling in the system. And again, it goes back to a comment that was made ages ago. Is our youth system as good as what we think? I don't think it is. We deserve better. Worst team in history, insulting players, threatening to resign 3 times, sucking up to the press, while throwing team under the bus, throwing the league for Europa, exiling players, Grimsby, Everton. So I think that's all the things that we deserve better. Does not like about the players. I don't know if the chat space ran out. I don't know if it's to continue. Here we go. To continue. Wolves 5 at the back. Bruno in the 8. Mainu throwing youth under the bus. Poor substitution. Subbing defenders. 36 games to win 1 Premier League back-to-back win. Not 1 back-to-back since. And breathe. And boxing unfiltered. Amorim's ego is out of control. I think that comes to the learning on the job, which isn't the best thing to say out loud. I am 100% Amorim out. Simon says that with aggression. Callum knows the score. INEOS and the Glazer family are behind all of our issues. Things will never change with those parasites still at the club. Definitely mixed views. Definitely. And Andrew agrees with we deserve better. Bang on. There you go. Okay. Let's quickly jump onto the positives then. The things that I think are going in our way. Some of it is like, statistically, it looks good. If it went a different way, we would look better in the league. So, for example, we're currently 6th, I think. give or take. I think that might change actually. Are we 6th? I think we're 6th. Anyway, we're not as bad in a position that we deem to be. It's not the best, but it's not incredible. Okay, this is one thing that which I found baffling. Mbeumo, Cunha, and Shesko. So we signed these players this season, and we got them off the back of the fact that they had really, really good seasons, and they outperformed their XG. And I know people don't like XG, but they massively outperformed their XG to the point where they scored a lot of goals from positions that they weren't supposed to score goals. They've not done that for us this season. They're underperforming their XG. Shesko yesterday, so many opportunities. Cunha, not the maverick that we were hoping he'd be, especially in the absence of Bruno. And then in Mbeumo, yeah, he had a really good October, but other than that, he's not kind of, been turning up trees. We're second in the league for chances created. We have created the most chances since Fergie retired. We've been at the top of that statistic. So again, that's a long longevity kind of situation. Overall, we're not in the department of attacking. We have not struggled in that department. It's our chances. We are not taking our chances. And in terms of conceding shots, we're middle of the park for conceding shots. But the amount of shots that we are conceding, they're good opportunities. And Lemons, I think he's got like maybe I think it's like the mid part of the table in terms of saves this season. So he's not making a huge amount of saves, but the ones that he's having to make are like massive opportunities. So it's not all doom and gloom. I keep saying this. It really isn't. The players that have been made available, for me, in my opinion, have not been doing what they can. The new ones and the old ones. The older ones, we've talked about them time and time again. Rebel with his team sheet with the X's on their faces. We know the players that he wants gone. But they're in the team time and time again. And yesterday was a rare occasion where, was it Colin? You brought up the list of the bench and who was available.
Mm.
And I will say this, and I will say this every single time. A standard below par team that plays with 100% effort will always beat a good team that are kind of strolling along.
The good team with the shit manager.
Yeah. No, it's not to do with the shit manager. It's not to do with the manager. You could throw them all out on the field and quality will shine, but effort will shine even more. And I think that's what the issue is here.
Yeah, but that's just a gimme though. That's just, even at my level, I expect players I pick to give 100%. Yeah, but the players he picks, he expects to give 100. That's not something that should be. That's the norm at any level of sport. Anybody with pride in their ability.
Exactly.
But some of them, do you think that some of those players look like that? That's what they're giving. Xerxes walking around the pitch yesterday after he scored the goal like Johnny Big Bollocks, like he didn't have nothing else to do. You know what I mean? Is this what we're expecting?
You know what made me laugh? That really made me laugh. I like Xerxes as a player. I think he's a good player, but when he scored, I forgot all about his celebration. His celebration is the backstory of like he's got all this ammunition and he's shooting blah, 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 bullets. He's shooting bullets like that's goals or something. Bruv, you're firing bullets.
It's a very bold celebration. It's a very bold celebration.
Just spin the rat barrel and just do a Russian roulette, and hopefully you might fire one. That's what you should have done yesterday. Spin the barrel. Yesterday. Oh, yeah, I got one. But yeah, I will say this about the thing, because I was thinking about why you're chatting there, Ria, and I think what it is every player, you have to have something about you if you're going to play for this club, because everything is scrutinized. Everything. We're seeing, like, when you compare Man City, Phil Foden's form, or someone going off to Boyle, or someone, no one says anything about it because it's not mainstream. You play for Man United, yeah, potato guy, that's a good one. You play for Man United, everything is scrutinized. So, what's an example of this and how it's demonstrated? Dorgu. If you go and watch his highlights at Lecce, he was doing things, trying things, cutting side little step overs, doing it. I think, okay, But the manager said he's lost that confidence. You're not the man that we signed from Lecce, because that expectation is always on you, and it's being screwed. You can't hide from it. You pick up your phone and someone's cussing you on a YouTube channel, or something. So that's got a lot to do with it. And I think this is why have that. You're saying about why things are not working. The system's okay. It's just the players have to have the confidence to do it. For example, yesterday, who's demanding the ball? Once Ugarte, I saw, spray it. I'm thinking at Scholes or Carrick. He's got the ball, and I'm thinking, right, now we can switch to play, but he hasn't got it in his locker. And he hasn't got the confidence to try it. Do you understand what I'm saying? So
how many times yesterday? So let me jump in. How many times yesterday did you because I did it a few times. We had the opportunity to get the ball. Someone had the ball, midfielder, whoever it is, and I'm going, go forward. And they didn't. And I was like, my God, that's exactly what you're talking about.
And so that's an example. He couldn't do it because he thought, if I try that and it doesn't go to feet, I'm going to get side and booed, and you've got to feel it around the stadium. You go to the games, Colin, you go to the games as well. You know what's like, oh, here we go again. And that's going to kill you as a player. And then you think, all right, then you want someone to come on the pitch and try a little something. And when they did, that little Ute come on at right wing, I forget his name, Montana or whatever, Tony Montana, and he gets the ball and he drove at someone and it went under his feet and he gave it away. And I thought, and then I could see the crowd like, and I thought, that's going to kill people's confidence. So I'm looking at these things and I'm thinking to myself, these are reasonings, even though we say you're a pro player, you should get over it. These are reasons that you get people like Glenn Hoddle bringing in like psychic support, to help out, or some sort of, prayers and other factors, because this is it's a heavy load to carry. It's like Atlas, you're carrying the world of expectation on your back when you come to Man United, and it does have an effect with the examples I gave there.
Yeah, bang on. And again, confidence is key. But again, if it comes down to passion and desire for me, we pride. Sir Alex Ferguson pride himself in playing teams with Park Ji-sung, Darren Fletcher. Speaking of, John O'Shea, these types of players that you could just put in a team. And deep down, would you say these players would get into the top 10 teams during that period? Probably not. But due to what they could do in a team, they helped your Mavericks and your players like your Cunhas and whatnot to shine.
Water carriers.
Too many players. Yeah. But that's what's happened. That's what's happened though. And what the issue is that we're having is we're having too many of these players underperforming, which then isn't allowing our super signings to maybe shine as much as they should be. But give or take, they've had their single opportunities, their individual chances, and they've not been taking them. Colin, thoughts on the positives about this whole Amorim fiasco?
I have none.
If any.
I don't have any.
None?
I have none. Obviously, you brought up the fact that we're in sixth. I think that's a false position. I genuinely do. Newcastle haven't been great this year. That's a team that'll finish above us normally. Crystal Palace have done really well. They're on and off at the minute. They finished above us.
Okay, isn't that a positive? Okay, I'll jump in.
They're not as good as
Isn't that a positive in itself? If that's a false position, isn't that like, oh my God, how we managed to get into sixth?
No, because it's just highlighting that everybody else around us has been crap. Basically, everyone.
But you can only play what's in front of you.
Yeah, you can only play what's in front of you. But let's be real, if we're actually playing what's in front of us and we're doing our jobs properly, we're not sixth, we're fourth, we're third. Like the 5 other times that we've had the potential to get up to top 4, top 5, and we've bottled it every single time.
But if we're in those positions, I would then turn around and say, oh, we're overachieving at that point with this squad.
Okay, we might be overachieving, but that's fantastic. I'd rather overachieve than be in a false position. If you're overachieving, you can go, yes, we are overachieving, but we'll take it. The way we've been playing, and we're sitting sixth. I mean, we're not going to be sitting sixth for long because Sunderland have got to play, and they'll probably win.
That would change.
So we'll drop down to 7th. I'm just looking at the table. We are 12 points above Forest, who are in 17th. We're 15 points behind Arsenal, who are in first. We're closer to the 17th place position than the first place position. That's 11 teams below us.
Yeah,
That can all catch us.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. But Arsenal are exceptional. Annoyingly.
Yeah, Arsenal are ridiculous this season. I'm not going to say they're not. But, you know, I mean, we're 10 points away from City in second. But we're not going to catch them. We're nowhere near. We're not going to catch Villa. You know, Villa are 8 points in front of us, 9 points, but we're not going to catch them because we're too inconsistent. We're not good enough. And we're going to drop down the table. And we're actually going to settle where we should be in the table around 10th, 11th by end of season because we are in a false position. Teams are going to kick on.
I'm going to hold you to that then. I'll hold you to that then. We will come back to
because you hold me to it because I know Spurs are spending £150 million in January. That's their budget for January. They're going to improve. Arsenal have already said that they're going into January.
They'll squander
that. Not worried about Spurs. I'm trying to keep it quite negative.
No. You're saying we're not worried about Spurs? They beat us in the Europa League final.
Yeah, but
oh my God, yeah, but bruv, listen, they would. To be fair, we drew with them 2-2. I get it. We weren't good against them. But
this is what I'm saying.
Spurs are a whole different level of shit, bro.
It doesn't matter. There's no point looking up. We need to be looking behind us. That's what we need to be looking at.
I get that, but Spurs ain't the team that we should be looking behind us and worried about. I'll be honest. They're dead.
Why? They're only 5 points behind us. They're only 5 points behind us.
Even if we drop off, Spurs ain't the one. Spurs ain't the example to use, man.
Colin.
Right.
So you've got Glazers out, INEOS out as your background. And you don't have Amorim out, which is fine. So let's throw the question. Obviously, it's in the title. Is Amorim at fault? Obviously, he's going to take some blame. Who, for you, is the main blame? Like, let's point a finger. Who is the main blame?
Owners. The owners are the main blame for me. They take
Glazers or INEOS or both?
Both. I will say they take 60% of the blame, and then 20%. 20% on players, 20% on Amorim.
Okay.
That's where I stand.
Okay. So for me, I'll say that Amorim, in terms of a percentage, I will say, put me on the spot now. 60% Glazers, INEOS. In fact, no, I'll put higher. I'll go 70% Glazers, INEOS. I will go 25% players and 5% Amorim. If my math is mathing, I think I've left in the correct portions of. I think Amorim gets the least amount of blame in all this. I don't think INEOS Glazers have given him the correct backing. I'm not going to say they've given him no backing. They've not given him the correct backing to do what he needs to do. So that's my thoughts on that one. Mr. B, blame game. Who are you blaming?
I'm not going to blame INEOS or INEOS. They've done what they've done. I'm just talking about this specific season. I'm putting 75% of it on Amorim.
No.
I'm putting a whole load. I'm sorry. If you know the players that you've got in training, you know that they can't cope with the formation that you're putting on them, then it's down to you as a manager to change things. He hasn't been backed. No manager is 100% backed. Bar maybe Pep. Yeah, no manager is, and he has to earn the right to be backed. If he was winning game after game, title after title, then yeah, you could say okay. But no, I put a hell of a lot of it on Amorim. I put a hell of a lot of it. Yeah, they've employed Amorim. If he was getting the results that he wanted to get, we wouldn't be blaming INEOS for the appointment. So I'm not going to blame them for the appointment. They probably did get it wrong, to be fair, but they're not the ones picking the team. You know, I understand that they probably haven't financially helped him as much as he could have, but as I said, no manager gets that. I put enough of it on Amorim. You've seen what we played like on the 4. You've seen how we play in a 4. If you can see that, if you as a manager can see that and see what it did to the whole of the fan base, and you've got Heaven talking about winning the fucking league, and you got what's his name, Ahmad and Imbremo doing fucking dances in the changing room. Understand what winning and feeling that positive. When they won 3 games in a row, them motherfuckers were all over Twitter and Instagram. Now once they start losing, where's the energy gone? It's too obvious. So yeah, I put beer of it on Amorim. I put so much of it on Amorim. The players, yes, to a certain extent, but we already know football players are stupid. We've said that already. They want the most minimal instructions, and that's why when you say to them, stand here and pass left, and you have to wait, and he's talking about fully rotating the team where the team has to go when they're attacking this side, they have to be resting in this side. Fuck all of that shit. You send your team forward, you make sure you got a proper rest defense 3 and 2, regardless of who the players are, and let the rest of them fucking play. Oh, he's talking about when they're on this side. Oh no, we're not playing in a 5 because they rotate to a 4 and he pulls up this. That's a whole load of bullshit. Players don't understand that. And guess what? When you're training against shit, yeah, that's why Rashford used to look so good. They couldn't touch him in training because we had rubbish fucking defenders. So he thought he could just dribble past everybody. Yeah, so what happens when he plays a proper game? He thinks he can dribble past everybody. Bam, hits a proper defender. Oh no. He's cutting in from the left and curling balls from 30 yards past fucking Onana, man. Bro, understand the levels that we were at. You understand? So he needs to improve the levels that we have at the club. So yeah, I'm blaming Amorim. 100%. Sorry, 75% Amorim.
Nah, from that rant, which is fair. That felt like 100% Amorim. Fair enough. So if you woke up tomorrow morning, and it said Amorim sacked, relieved of his duties, would you'll be in celebration? You'll be raising a glass.
I would finish this.
Yeah.
I would finish this.
Fair enough. Yeah, but I think you're going to be aligned with this one. What's your percentage in terms of the blame game? Chat, get yours in as well. We deserve better. You got yours in. Give us
really
your
you guys.
You always get this in, doesn't he?
He does, yeah. I think we deserve better. I mean, I respect him a lot, his football knowledge, and he's really putting some good comments there. Some of the other guys as well, just reading the comments and listening to you guys. It's all about opinions, isn't it? For me, it's about performance. You've got to get results. It's a results game, and the players are the ones on the field. So I'm going to leave out the ownership because they have provided money. It's not like we're in Turkey and not paying the wages or anything like that, where it's going to be a low motivator. They're providing money every year. They're picking good players. We've got some good players since they've come in. Dorgu was cheap on January signing, but the pre-summer signings are decent players based on what they did last year. You know, you can't really complain about that. But then it's the manager's responsibility to get tune out of the players, you know. So I think it's going to be 40% the manager, 40% the players. This is for the performance. I think the players have to take a lot of responsibility and realise when you come to a club like Man United, it's a huge club. You have to be ready for it mentally, spiritually. You have to be really on the ball and be able to deal with all the pressures that come with it. And be brave. Just be braver and bolder to be great. Because it's so... Imagine, if you show that braveness and show some will, you're going to be loved by 75,000 every week. And you'll stand out, especially with this bunch of players that we have. So it doesn't take much. Just show something. And I think that's what Bruno does. He shows something. He still gets disrespected, you know, because there's this other side of his game that people don't like, you know, maybe because he's foreign and he's got his attributes, European attributes as a footballer. All I keep hearing is throws his hands in the air. So I think it's 40% the manager.
That surprises me, by the way. That surprises me. You've put 40% on Amorim.
I'm talking about the results, getting results. Because Amorim has to get a tune out of these players. That's his job. That's why the fans wave white flags. When they say enough's enough, the manager, it's down to the manager. You know, and he has to get a tune out of them the best way he can. And that's where you have to be ruthless. So I think it's 40% him because I think he needs to adapt to the Premiership. A lot of it's physical. We have to appreciate this. We talk about the lack of quality, lack of good strikers these days, because the game's physical these days. You've got Semenya, just some athlete who's getting priced up for £65 million. I don't even think he's that good. He's just a great athlete. That's how football's come these days, you know? You play Championship Manager or one of these stupid games, it's all about the physicality. You got good physicals, you're gonna do well in the Prem. That's a fact. And it's so realistic, and it is how it is today. So the players have to realise they're in the spotlight. You've got to shine. You've got to turn it on. You've got to dig in and be braver. And the other 20% is the fans. I think the fans put too much expectation on these players. Once again, you go to games. If it is why do they have a 12th man? What's the 12th man? What's the meaning behind the 12th man? Because if you come to Man United or you come to a fortress, the 12th man will be the fans who will be behind you and give you that extra 10, 20%. And that's why I say it's the fans' responsibility as well.
No, I am not putting any blame on the fans, because the fans pay their hard-earned money to go watch this team play.
And if you're going to put some blame on the fans, 20% is a big.
What's the 12th man mean?
Yeah, no, you can. I understand what the 12th man is. Yeah. I do understand, but you're saying you're putting it on the fans. Why? We should expect Manchester. We're not talking about freaking Doncaster Rovers down the road. You know, we're talking about Manchester United.
I do get what you mean. I do get it. But
there's a level of expectation that's expected at Manchester United.
So you do agree, like music can make you feel good, and some music can make you feel bad. Yeah, it's the same. So if you're putting that frequency out there, that negative and booing and really negative in the stadium, it's like playing away from home.
What I will say though, but what I'll say on that though is, if the song is crap, I'm not gonna dance to it. But you
can't stop it. You haven't got shields to avoid or headphones on. If you're in Tesco and they're playing some rubbish rap music or grime, it's going to ruin your day, because you can't.
Let's go.
Tesco play great loads of music these days, don't they?
I can't get on board with this blaming the fans. I can't.
The Entertainer's not happy there.
But all right, do you think the fans can have an effect on the way teams coming to our ground? So when we go to Liverpool, or say we go to Leeds or Millwall, do you think the fans know that they have some sort of influence about travelling teams coming to their ground?
Yeah, they can make an atmosphere. Right. So of course they can. Of course they can. But at the end of the day, like I said, ticket prices have gone up for Manchester United. People like me, Rio, Mr. B, yourself, we work for a living. We're not on £100 or £1,000 a week. We're not on 50 grand a week. You know, we have to work hard for our money to pay these players their wages, because that's where some of it comes from. It comes from ticket pricing. We have to pay this money.
Well, call yourself something else. Don't call yourself fans or supporters then, because I'm going to look at the word fans and supporters, look at the meaning and what they're supposed to do.
All right, and consumer then. I'll call myself a consumer.
You're a consumer then, yeah.
Even though I've supported Manchester United since
but don't call this is what I'm saying. Don't call yourselves.
I've been a follower and a supporter of Man United since I was born. I was put into a Man United shirt when I was born. My granddad was a Man United fan. My nana was a Man United fan. Their parents were Man United fans. I'm a United fan, but yes, we are all consumers. If we buy merchandise, we are a consumer. We're not a fan, we're a consumer, regardless. But we still consider ourselves as fans, because that is what we are. We are fans of the club. Whether you pay ticket prices or not, you are still a fan. And
so can you read my
if you go to Tesco, we're going to use the Tesco here. If you go to Tesco and you buy a microwave for 50 quid and that microwave doesn't work, what are you going to do? You're going to keep it and go, no, it's fine. It's going to work eventually. It's going to do it eventually. No, you're not. You're going to return it.
And
unfortunately, we can't do that and complain. So what is the difference? We're going to games and the players aren't working. The club.
I'm going to give you the definition of a fan, right? And what we should be doing. A handheld device, typically folding and shaped like a segment of a circle. Sorry, that's the wrong one.
No, the wrong fan. Wrong fan.
No, but you know what I mean. It's like this is my point. I do think it has a huge influence, as I was trying to explain earlier, about how the players must feel. You're like athletes. You're carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders when you play for Man United, because it's not Doncaster Rovers when only 8,000 fans are on your back or
not even that.
This is 75. So how many? What's the attendance?
Rough attendance about 3,000. If I
3,000. I'm boosting them up.
Yeah.
It's like Man United coming to town, but I think it makes a major difference on the performance. It does, because when we go away to Liverpool, it's daunting. When you go away to Galatasaray, they say "Welcome to hell" because they don't want to get any 3 points here. So the same applies. That's a negative effect on the away team. But when we're playing at home, you're supposed to make it a fortress. And no matter what, support your team. Be a fan. Be a fan. Support and be a supporter.
I'll be a fan when we get relegated to Championship.
That support. That support's still there. That support's absolutely still there. But I'm sorry, I'll have to disagree on this one, because when you go to theatre or whatnot or anything like that, football, it's all entertainment. You know, we go there to be entertained. You don't go there and start clapping before the performance started. You don't do that. Oh, Mr. B's gone. Oh, he's back. You don't go there and start clapping before someone started to make you feel good. It's down to the players to put in a performance, which then should get the crowd up, which then should incorporate more support. We will support as a standard. There's a bottom line. But, you know, I mentioned it the last time I went, and then I heard it on the radio the other day when they were at the ground yesterday. Apparently, you could hear a pin drop. That's not down to us then to get the players to perform better to then get the crowd up. It works the other way around. They should be performing to get us up off our feet.
I disagree. It's a responsibility. If we all agree, as long as we all agree that we can have an effect on how you do. If I went, like, if me and Mr. B, we've got sons or kids or whatever, we go to the ground and we're going to watch them do gymnastics, ballet, football, whatever they're doing, and you sit there, it's rubbish, son, that's rubbish. What's the effects that going to have? But if you back them and keep supporting them, then they're going to be, they're looking to you and they say, oh, they'll be really excited and they're going to think about the game and they want to improve, you know, and they can't wait for the next game when they can go out there and have that admiration from the father and the dad. So it's our responsibility to go, as we go to Man United, like Newcastle fans, they don't win jack shit. You know, they've only won a little League Cup in recent years, but they still go there and they support their team through thick and thin. This is, so you asked the question, I'm giving 20% responsibility to the fan base. I'm calling out to the fan base. Change your attitude for 2026. Okay? I know things are rough, but if you're a real supporter, get behind them and try to lift them. That's what we're there for.
That needs to be clipped.
No. I completely disagree.
That last part, we're going to disagree on that one, but I get it. Yeah, Sydney says back your team, and I'm not disagreeing with that part. You know, we've got the singing section at Old Trafford, we've got Stretford, the Stretford end. They're constantly singing from before the game's kicked off, from the very beginning all the way to the end, regardless of whether there's a goal or no goal. Throughout the whole of the stadium, that changes based on a good attack, a goal, a shot on target. It does change. So there's certain grounds where you can go and they're constantly singing, especially in Europe. It's like they're designed to do that all the time. Old Trafford, unfortunately, is very limited with what people can do. You know, you start to stand and sing in a sitting section, you get told to sit back down. So that's an issue in itself, but that's a separate topic. But I get it. So yeah, the blame game, I think it's mixed then, because obviously we've got a few here that are blaming Amorim as a majority. We've got a few here blaming the players as a majority. And then we've got a few blaming the fans as a minority. But yeah, chat, I think, what are your thoughts? I think Real Talk podcast, yeah, but I'm sorry, United fans are the most patient in the world. I was going to say passionate, probably passionate as well. They treat us fans like crap. I think there's going to be a lot of common views in the chat on this one, yeah, but I get it. I'm not convinced Manchester United will get sold even if United did get relegated. Interesting. Yeah, but this is what happens when you cannot hold the hierarchy accountable. You come for each other, the fans in this case. Whoa, fair point. I
wish you on the show, we do better, because we can have a conversation about what you just said, but we haven't got the time. But yeah. I respect your point.
No, it's all respectable views, and obviously it's been a topsy-turvy 2025. It really has. Would we be in different spirits if we had won the game yesterday? Absolutely.
Yeah,
would we still?
Yeah, of course. Winning makes you feel we might moan.
Yeah,
but we'll be sitting in fourth. So as much
Yeah,
as we're
it's
cussing
fresh.
and moaning,
It's fresh. It would have been
Yeah.
fresh. It would have been fresh. It's fresh on the mind. Again, because it's Wolves, it's more annoying. The opportunity was there. And it's the love and the faith that we have in this team with this club that hurts us the most, doesn't it? So I get it. One win, things turn around. A few losses, things could be really, really bad. But ultimately, I kind of want to wrap things up because it is New Year's Eve. So I think certain people want to be celebrating into the new year. Quick one, Ruben Amorim. Do you see him making it to the midpoint of 2026, Yaba?
Yeah, I hope he gets to the end of the season, and we see how things are then. Because what's done in the dark will always come to light, and the things that we don't see will hopefully come to light in the future, and we get more understanding, and with more wisdom we get more understanding. So this is a call out to all you guys lacking wisdom right now, like myself. I don't have the wisdom, don't have the foresight to know what's really going on. But once we shine a light on things and we see things, then we can get more understanding about the situation he's in and what he's having to deal with. And yeah, I hope he continues, because I think he's a good coach, good head coach, and I think we've got a history of sticking with managers and persisting with them, and not just sacking them like Chelsea. Look at their record. So I'd love to see him in here mid 2026.
Colin, thoughts? Amorim 2026.
If reports are that have recently come out in the last 4 hours are to believe, no, because by the looks of it, they're already looking at a replacement. And Yaba's going on about not sacking managers like Chelsea. Chelsea are above us in the table.
Okay. Crude, sharp, but effective as always. Colin. Mr. B, 2026. Ruben Amorim.
I don't hate Ruben Amorim. I just want him to change. I don't hate him. Just be flexible. I don't hate him. I want us to win. You know what I mean? That's it. I don't hate him. I want him to prove me wrong. But the only way you can prove me wrong is getting those players winning games. You know what I mean? And I'm just not sure he's the guy to get us winning games. So.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, I don't think it's ever personal. You know, it's all about standards. We've all got different views at this moment in time. And I'm pretty sure it could be a silhouette. It could be a cardboard cutout at the dugout. If they're winning games, we will all be happy. Doesn't matter what they're doing, where they come from, how they speak, when they speak. We just ultimately want the same thing. We want Manchester United to thrive. And I think we will. I think we will. I think with the current path, I think some of you don't think it will happen. But then that's down to Ruben Amorim to prove some of you wrong, prove me right, Yaba right, hopefully. And if not, he will lose his job and there will be someone else in position. So ultimately, I think we will get what we want. It's just a case of who will be the manager to see us on that path. But yeah, 2026 tomorrow. Quick one. Any evening plans before we go, Yaba?
For me, I've got work tomorrow, so I'm going to get up really early. So my plans will be, I've got a week off work from Friday. It's my 50th birthday on Sunday, and it's a big one for me. So it's a big milestone. I've reached age. I look good. Do I look good?
You look fresh.
You look wonderful.
Yeah, Thank you very much.
Not a day over 26, Yaba.
And it's sharp. My mind is still sharp, guys. So.
We're waiting for our noses to grow now, though.
Yeah. So yeah, so happy New Year to everyone on the channel. Like I said, we've reached a milestone as well. I'm reaching 50. We've also reached 4,000 subscribers as well. So really grateful to every one of you to continue supporting the channel. And yeah, don't what you want to say a big shout out to We Deserve Better. You say that, text me, bro. Yeah, text me. And as you can see, this is why I love this guy, because he's so funny. Mr. Sexual Innuendo. There you go. Read it for yourself. Thank you.
I think he was just on about the fireworks, to be honest. But yeah.
Thank you. It's your mind's in the gutter. Nobody went to talk about India. I thought you were talking about fireworks. Yeah.
Mr. B, any plans this evening?
I'm finishing this, bro.
Oh, there we go. That was like magic because you like stole it. You went from nothing and then it was just a bottle in your hand. So,
Our new sponsor.
yeah. I might be joining you on
that. When you're feeling low.
Yeah, I might be joining you on that, definitely. Colin, anything from you? Any plans or tomorrow?
I am going down to eat a lovely spag bowl that my missus has just cooked for me whilst I was on. Then we're going to the in-laws for a couple of hours and coming home and going to bed because I am also at work tomorrow morning. So no late parties for me, unfortunately.
You can still party. You just walk into work twist up.
Oh no, I can't. I'm an assistant manager at my job. I
get that. Chat.
Rio, talk
yes.
to us. It's New Year's Eve. You're young. You're handsome. You're fresh. What's happening?
You're two out of those three things.
I'll take the handsome one. No, I had nothing planned, but a friend before the show said, "What are you doing this evening?" So I think there will be some kind of motive for me. Whatever that is, I'm not too sure. I've left it late though, so it's not going to be cheap, whatever it is, because the longer you leave it on New Year's Eve, the more expensive it gets because you need to book to get into places. But yeah,
you're at the age. Don't worry. When you reach our age, you ain't worried. You're just glad you're gonna wake up in the morning not in pain, Rio. Don't worry, man. Enjoy this youthful part.
But that's it, man. Now I normally, but before I go out and whatnot, I normally get loads of bottles of water, start drinking them all before I head out. So it's, I'm at that point now where I have to do the 1 drink, 1 water system.
All right.
Which helps the next day.
Water. So how's your bladder?
Yeah. No, it just helps with hangovers. Yeah. So that's it. But we'll see. Yeah, whatever I get up to, I will let you know, of course, and I'll let the chat know of our adventures, whenever we next go live. Show tomorrow, potential preview.
Yeah, we'll be out.
I won't be back till 8 o'clock at night, so probably not, unless it's at 9. But yeah, big up to all you guys in the chat as well. Honestly, you guys are great.
Of course. Well, people, it's been an amazing year. 2025 has been completed. Checked. We move on to 2026, hopefully for bigger, better things. But ultimately, it's going to sound really, really corny and soft, but health and wealth is most important. So obviously, whatever you get up to this evening, be safe, take it easy. Manchester United will be waiting for you on the doorstep. Speak yourself, Mr. B. I've got my knickers around my. Oh my God. Ready to go. We deserve better. You make sure you have a good evening. You can't be saying all this and then next week you say you've done nothing. You need to live up to this now. You set the bar. Yep. If you ever jump on that green screen and we see that sofa in the background, you want to see a pair of something on that back sofa just waiting. Okay. So all this wording, we deserve better. Live up to that expectation, please. But yeah, gents, it's been a pleasure. It has been a pleasure. Chat, it has been a pleasure. If you've not done so already, please smash the like, that last like of 2025. Get that in. Gents, I think we're done now. Or any last words, or we are all finito, ready to go into 2026.
Yeah, let's roll 2026.
Yeah.
People, it's been amazing. Take it easy and good night. Glory, glory.